Today, we're going to be investigating one of China's only 5-star airlines. One of China's biggest airlines, outside of the 3 big flagships, Hainan Airlines operates a strong inter-China domestic and long-haul international route network despite their name. Skytrax certifies them as a 5-star airline, which makes them apparently better than the 3 big flag carriers, Air China, China Southern, and China Eastern. So, let's put that to the test and see what Hainan's actually like. The plan today is to take them from Guangzhou, where we left off with Air China's Comac 919 in the last video, and take them down to Zhejiang. There are a number of negative reviews on them, which isn't making that 5-star rating very good. So, who's accurate? Are these passengers just getting bad experiences, having no clue what they're talking about? Or is Skytrax a big fat liar? What's going on, guys? Casey Flower here. Let's go put China's supposedly 5-star airline to the test and see if they really deserve that title. Let's go check in. Check in for Zhejiang. Carry-ons, both are carry-ons. Thank you. In the last video, when I flew on the Comac 919 and called it a Chinese knockoff, not too many people seem to like that. You see, that kind of thing in the very beginning is just a hook to introduce the topic, and nobody should have taken that seriously. If you kept watching for more than 10 seconds, you'll notice that I never referred to it in that way again, and actually spoke really highly of it. And just after coming right back through security, after checking into this flight, I have found myself at the boarding gate in its nice little seating area to get on the Hainan 737 down to Zhejiang. So far, there's really not much to report, other than we're looking at an on-time boarding and an on-time departure, which is actually in about 5 minutes from now, not even that. So with that, I'll board myself, and I'll catch you guys at the seat. And having just parked and ready to deplane was the ride to Zhejiang. Bravo 1799 will be the chariot down, and she was delivered brand new to Hainan in June of 2015. Pretty soon, the scheduled boarding time arrived, and it was go time. Eventually, I arrived at my home for the next 2 hours, seat 47A. The seat numbering system on these Chinese airlines is a little weird, but we got a width of 17 inches, a pretty disappointing pitch of 30 inches, 1 point on my seat to the same point on the seat in front of me, and a recline of 3. I really hope I just boarded the wrong Hainan, because so far this cabin is not 5 stars. Not off to a great start here. Alright, so first impressions on the seat so far. The legroom down there is practically non-existent. It's ultra low cost carrier status of legroom bad in basic economy. Stretching my legs is pretty much non-existent, so pretty much no legroom. There's a metal piece at the bottom of the seat in front of me. That's pretty much just restricting me from lifting my legs up, so stretching out is completely out of the question. There's no in-seat power anywhere to plug any device in, so bring a power bank. But guess what? You can't use power banks. I heard one of the flight attendants say that power banks aren't allowed, so yeah, no in-seat power and no power banks, so no legal way to keep your devices charged, so that's fun. And also no Wi-Fi, so I went into my Wi-Fi settings. There was nothing there that's in the form of Hainan Wi-Fi. There might be something once we get airborne, but honestly I highly doubt it. But yeah, let's see if it gets any better once we get pushed out and airborne. Alright, we're still at the gate. So pushback has been delayed about 15 minutes due to traffic congestion, but the crew is active and they have come around with a snack and water. So exhibit A, you got the snack here, some sort of cookies here to hold us over until we get pushed back and airborne. And exhibit B, the water here. Watch this be the only cart service they do, and they actually do nothing when we get in the air. But yeah, we'll see what it is. And both those things were complimentary, goes without saying. But yeah, that's what they're doing to hold us over for the 15 minutes until we actually get pushed out of here. Out of Guangzhou and on the way down to Zhejiang. So to not really any surprise at all, I went into my Wi-Fi settings only to find that there is no Wi-Fi network to connect to, so you'll be disconnected. So at this point, I'm pretty much just waiting for the cabin crew to come through with the drink and snack cart for the flight, because on the departure on the way out from the gate, as we waited for departure clearance, on that 10-minute delay, not even 15 minutes, on that 10-minute delay, it ended up being they gave us those corn crisps and water, both complimentary. So if that's what we get on a short delay, I can't wait to see what we get for the actual flight.
There's nothing.
We aren't far from top of the descent, and the only cart service that the crew has done all flight was just a duty-free cart run, and that was it. I mean, it looked pretty interesting. It looked pretty good. The stuff on it looked okay. There was a neck pillow on it that they were trying to sell pretty desperately, as well as some Hainan toy plane sets that looked pretty cute. But yeah, the contents on it looked alright, but no more snack or beverage carts runs after we got airborne, apart from the one they did during pre-flight. They did do another one with water after we leveled off, but literally that was it. But yeah, we did get something from the Hainan snack service technically, which were the corn flakes, the corn crisps we got during pre-flight that they gave to us during that 10-minute delay. So let's actually try a couple now and see what they're all about, because it's better than nothing and I will definitely take it. I like them. They're good. They're crispy. Yeah, definitely better than nothing. There's not much in there, but yeah, I'll take it. I like them. But yeah, there are the engines spewing back and starting our descent down into Jiang. So, I'll use the rest of the time on the way in to rate the flight using my channel original rating system. I call it the Raleigh rating scale, very creatively named because my first name is Raleigh. If you're new here, I use this scale to rate all the flights I take at the end of every one of my airline reviews. It has 6 different categories to see how well each airline did at each of those 6 categories. But if you're not new here, welcome back. You made it this far. How do you think Hainan did today? Well, let's go ahead and descend into Jiang and find out. The service was a 7 out of 10, as they were friendly, welcoming, and gave us a snack and water for a practically nothing 10-minute delay, and that was completely going the extra mile. But then they also didn't give us anything in cruise, and they were just doing the snack and beverage service on the ground. The duty-free service also looked like it had a lot, but apart from the duty-free, in cruise they were pretty absent, and it was a shame that we didn't see another snack or drink service with more to offer. The cleanliness was a 7 out of 10, as the cabin atmosphere itself wasn't actually that bad. It was just the seats. The seat backs definitely looked like they've seen better days, with dirt and stains everywhere. The walls and ceiling looked great, and really nothing too noticeable. My window also unfortunately wasn't the cleanest, but I made it work. Nothing much the airline can do about that. The Wi-Fi was a 0 out of 10, as there was none available. The food was a 4 out of 10, as they only gave out a single item all flight, and it wasn't even in the air. It was probably planned to have the corn crisps provided in the air anyway, but that's all they had, and it would have been nice to see more options. A single snack and water being the only things provided outside of duty-free on a 2-hour flight is not very 5-star. But on the bright side, the corn crisps were actually pretty delicious. This was only a short local flight with all things considered, and this specific one didn't have a formal meal service anyway, so it really wasn't the best of examples. But this is, however, what little to expect on a short hop. The entertainment was a 1 out of 10, as there was nothing on this flight with this old aircraft provided to keep us busy. No in-seat power to keep our devices charged, no internet, and definitely no seatback monitor. Theoretically, yes, you could watch whatever they were playing on the overhead monitor and plug a headset into the armrest and control the volume the old-fashioned way, but I doubt anyone would care to do that. The seat was a 3 out of 10, as it was the bare minimum, and the only positives were storage, decent cushioning, and the ability to recline a decent way. But the good thing stopped there. The legroom was rock bottom, and I couldn't stretch out because the seat rows were so close together, and that metal part under the seat was restricting me from lifting my legs. And as mentioned, the amenities for seat entertainment was also bare minimum, with no power, device holder, and a monitor is out of the question. So the outdated domestic Hainan rating is going to be a 3.6 out of 10. Have a good one, thank you. Bye-bye. Bye. Thank you. Bye. I'll see ya.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye. There you go. Thank you.
Here,
Yes.
5 a.m.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Have a good one. All right, welcome to the hotel in Jiyang for the overnight. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my review on Hainan as much as I did on the flight. My final thoughts on them, yeah, they're not 5 stars at all. They're China's fake 5-star airline. I looked into it a little bit, and all of their 737-800 variants are pretty much the same. One or two of them have a little bit more legroom than the one we had today, but for the most part, all of their 737-800 variants are all the same standard bare minimum seats. No Wi-Fi, no in-seat power, no IFE, and mediocre economy legroom. Their Max is a little bit nicer with a little bit more legroom and in-seat power, but that's about it. But as far as long-haul Hainan Airlines goes, the 787s are supposedly really, really nice. They got in-seat power and IFE. More legroom, obviously, goes without saying. So better seat dimensions and apparently fast, free, unlimited Wi-Fi, which sounds really, really nice. And their A330 also has an IFE and in-seat power and better dimensions. But yeah, just inter-Asia Hainan on the 737s just is not great. Fake 5 stars. The service, as far as that goes, could have been a little bit better. I mean, I'm glad I got what I got with those corn crisps and water. What they gave us on the ground kind of served as the in-flight service. So I didn't love that, but I mean, it's better than nothing. Yeah, Yeah, inter-Asia Hainan, it's gross. It's gross. I don't know. But yeah, I gotta be back at the airport bright and early in the morning for the next flight out of here on the next airline, on the next aircraft type. So I look forward to bringing you guys back here for that adventure. Bye for now.